The sentence.
Case 17, Volume 2. The asset laundered here is not a reputation, not a document. It is a claim. Canada paused arms exports to Israel. Where the rest of the series cleans an actor, this cleans a statement.
The distinguishing feature.
A well-laundered sentence is literally true and materially false at the same time. And the laundering is the work that holds those two properties together. The case is carried by a single documented sequence, the same claim restated with shrinking scope over 2 years, in the government's own words.
Section 1. Placement.
A claim is laundered the way a reputation is, issued in its broadest form at the moment of maximum pressure. January 2024. The Prime Minister told reporters Canada had not issued military export permits since the 7th of October. The sentence a listener carried away, Canada stopped arming Israel.
And the data.
Global Affairs Canada's own data showed roughly $28.5 million in new military export permits to Israel in the first 2 months after October 7th, a historically high figure. The broad claim was issued first. The qualifications came as it collided with the record.
Section 2. Layering. The scope-shrinkage chain.
The broad no permits became no new permits, leaving existing permits flowing. That became no new permits that could be used in the conflict in Gaza, a qualifier that silently converts a blanket claim into a conditional one. In February 2025, Global Affairs Canada approved 2 new permits worth roughly $37.2 million, classified as explosives and related equipment, after the stated pause.
And the carve-out.
During the April 2025 election, the Prime Minister said the restrictions applied with the sole exception of the Iron Dome, a named carve-out now inside the policy itself. Each edit is individually justifiable. The laundering lives in the sequence and the scope shrinkage, not in any one false sentence.
Section 3. Integration.
The final step is to deposit the laundered claim into an authoritative record. Global Affairs Canada's 2025 annual report tables the figure and the claim on the same record. $14.7 million in military goods to Israel against 50 utilized permits, alongside the statement that no new permits had been approved that could be used in Gaza. The sentence is now true on the record and can be repeated indefinitely. The trade the claim appears to deny continues lawfully on the same record that certifies the claim.
Section 4. True and false at once.
A laundered policy statement is engineered to be literally true and materially false simultaneously. A listener in January 2024 heard, Canada stopped arming Israel. The record supports only Canada stopped approving a subset of new permits while existing permits continued and at least one major category was exempted. The gap between what was heard and what was true is not an accident of communication. It is the product the laundering exists to manufacture.
Why its own case?
The other cases launder actors. This one launders the audience's belief. No new permits was true of new permits. Could be used in Gaza is a real qualifier. The Iron Dome exception was disclosed. Each sentence survives a fact check in isolation, which is exactly what makes the sequence laundering rather than lying.
Section 5. The container underneath.
The sentence is sustainable only because of the machinery in Case 16. The export permit regime supplies the new permits-only accounting that lets a pause coexist with a continuing flow. Commercial confidentiality withholding keeps permit holder names off the record, and the annual report supplies the integration stamp. Without that container, the claim collapses on contact with the data. With it, the claim is permanently repeatable. Case 16 is the container, Case 17 is the statement built on top of it.
Section 6. The limit conceded.
Stated before the conclusion. This is not a claim that every government statement is laundered, and it is not an adjudication of the arms trade's legality or morality. A judicial review and a separate action were both before the courts at the end of 2025, per Global Affairs Canada's own report. It is a claim about one documented sentence and how its scope was managed. The discipline is total. The argument rests on the contradiction internal to the government's own record, its claim set against its data.
Section 7. Where this meets the volume.
The laundered sentence is the consumer-facing end of the whole machine. The earlier cases build the circuits. Case 16 contains scrutiny of them. Case 17 is the reassuring sentence the public is left holding. Where Case 16 named containment as the layer, this names the asset that containment makes possible, the statement that can be defended under oath, while the reality it appears to describe continues unchanged. The chronology spans two prime ministers. The mechanism is the state's, not a party's.